In this video segment, we're going to take a look at a report that allows you to view your assignments and see how they're connected to individual reporting standards. So to start the process off, we're going to go to Reports and choose Pre-Formatted. And under Report Type, we're going to choose Class Status by Standard. And this is a new report that was added recently, and we're going to go ahead and take a look and see how that's laid out from within the TIES gradebook. So choose Class Status by Standard. I'm going to run that for HP Physics, and it's pretty exciting. We'll click Run, and it'll take a second to boot up, and I'm just going to maximize this for one student. So I'm going to print check student only just so we can see one kid at a time. And the top of the report looks very similar to a class status report. Where things start to get a little different is in this section right here. At the top, you can see this is one of the reporting standards that I indicated when I did my initial setup. And so here is a reporting standard, understands that developments in physics affect society, and so on. And so underneath that reporting standard, I have 4 formative assignments and 2 summative assignments. And then my overall grade just for that reporting standard. So really this is just an opportunity for you as a teacher and the parents as well to see how is this particular student doing with that reporting standard, and it'll give you a breakdown that way. I can scroll down a little further here, and within this class here's a second reporting standard that I had set up. The reporting standard understands that energy is transferred between objects, and that goes on. And for that particular reporting standard, again, I have 3 formative and 2 summative, and the overall grade for that reporting standard is a 2.66. And if I scroll on just a little bit further, I can still view the overall grade for that particular class. You can see that this student has an overall grade of 2.69, which is, based off our grading scale, a B-. And so now you'll notice in a previous video segment, I talked about how you could link multiple reporting standards to one assignment. And so here's an example of how that works. Here at the very top, I'm going to go back to this reporting standard that I have at the top here, the understands that developments in physics affect society. There was a chemical properties test, and that student earned a 2.5 out of 4. And if I scroll down a little further, that assignment was also linked to this reporting standard about understanding that heat energy is transferred between objects. And if I scroll just a bit further, here is that test sort of flagged again underneath that reporting standard. Even though we see it listed twice, chemical properties test here, chemical properties test here, it's the same score. It isn't being sort of factored in twice. It's really just being listed twice on the document, so as a teacher or a parent or the student can see that particular test was connected to 2 different reporting standards. And so it allows you to get a breakdown that way on the individual report itself. Now, if you wanted to actually give a different point value for this chemical properties test, let's say for this standard, the student earned a 3.5 out of 4, and this standard for that test, they earned maybe a 1.5. If you wanted that flexibility to be able to distinguish those individual point values, that's where you'd want to create an actual separate definition for those 2 assignments, if you will, as least how it's connected to those reporting standards. So if you want that flexibility to give it 2 separate point values, you do have to create 2 separate assignments. Otherwise, if you just want to show how it fits in with the reporting standards, how you can sort that as we have here, you can just check that reporting standard and it'll give you that breakdown this way. And again, at the bottom of that report, you'll go ahead and have the overall grade will be displayed there. So this is a new report that we've never had before. We're going to encourage you to provide feedback to your gradebook trainers. It's kind of the first time we're rolling it out. We've had a few people looking at it. So this is sort of the grand opening of it, if you will. So I'm sure that there's going to be some great ideas about how this can be improved. But for right now, we feel it's a pretty good start. It's something that we've never been able to do before with the TIES gradebook, is to be able to have that breakdown. And we really feel it's going to be something that will be beneficial to you as you meet in your PLCs and have those conversations and how kids are doing with some of these individual reporting standards. So that's kind of an exciting one. Hopefully that will be of value to you, and again, encourage you to provide feedback to your gradebook trainers if you see things that you would like to have included on this report. Thank you.